Hello, thank you for joining me. This video was prepared for you ahead of time for Sabbath rest, Siesta Sabbath, whatever word you want to think of, because today I want to talk about rest. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize I had two hats on this. Forget they had the hat. So, what I have on is my body parts apron, which I usually use when I am doing some of the health education sessions where we do the know your body. And for most people who are watching this, like, "Oh, so what does that have to do with Sabbath? What does it have to do with Saturday?" But anyhow, I thought about how, like all week long, I have been working so hard, and now it's Sabbath and I want to rest. And I'm like, so let's talk about the relevance here of all this. And I thought about talking about the relevance of this. Maybe I need to put on my costume, my body parts apron. So before I start, I just want to take a moment to introduce you to me, my body parts. This is my thyroid right here. The thyroid functions all the time. It secretes the T3 and T4 hormones, which are responsible for calcium balance, carbohydrate metabolism, which means the way the body handles starch or sugar or carbohydrates, if you want to call them, is also dependent on the function of the thyroid. So if you think about your tie you put on every Sabbath when you're going to church, or every Sunday when you go to church, I want you to think about thyroid right here. This small body part, which is such great impact on our health and all that. So I'm not here really to talk about that part per se. So on this Sabbath rest, I wanted us to think, how can the function of the thyroid be enhanced by rest? That's the only reason why I wore this unique dress code. So I just lost my heart, but I have another one. It doesn't happen like that quickly. You get a heart replacement right away. But I dropped the heart. So anyhow, this is the heart. My heart with 4 chambers resides. It's more like on the left side here, but it's in the center. But it can't really be in the center because my esophagus is there. So they kind of share space here. And this is important. So the heart, it's got 4 chambers, and its purpose is to pump blood. That's all the heart knows to do, is to receive blood and send blood out. So it has 4 chambers, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. So the camera is flipped. You see here where it's bigger? That's the left side. Here, smaller is the right side. That's very significant. And as I touch these matters of rest, I want us to think about this pump, which is constantly pumping blood. It can benefit from rest from pumping, and also rest from receiving blood. However, I want you to think about Sabbath, stress, heart, rest. Okay, I like rhymes because they stay with people. And by the way, I don't have scripts, so I just talk whatever word God gives me is what I share. So your heart will benefit from rest, because when the heart is stressed, or when the body is stressed, it affects the heart function. So that is the heart. This is the long pipe which connects the mouth and the stomach back here. It's called the esophagus. That is the channel which sends the food down from the throat to the stomach. And I have to do this so you can see my stomach. My stomach is right here. So my stomach is a bag which is sitting there. It's receiving food. So we need to think about, how can this stomach rest? We won't talk about that to detail today, but I want us to think. Over here is my nerve. So the nerves is the electric wires in our body, which are connected to the brain. The brain is all nerves, by the way. The brain is all nerves. That's why it's got neurons or nerves. They are just wires, electrical wires. Just like you would see in an electrical unit where there's a lot of wires or cables, that is what makes up the brain. So I want you to think, these nerves which are present in the whole body, coming from the brain, going through the spinal cord, branching out to the body parts, is what makes me feel, think, move, function. We'll be talking about how these nerves can benefit from rest. The other side is my muscle. The muscle which I move every day. I'm moving it now. When I speak, my muscles of my mouth are working. When I lift up my hand, my muscles of my hand are working. When I get up from the chair, my muscles of my legs are working. I want us to think, what does rest mean for the muscles? I'm gonna lift up my guts here so you can see. Sorry, my organs are now misplaced. This is my liver. Liver. My liver, take it out so I can see you. Show you. My liver is red. It's not really pink, it's red. The liver's job is clean things out. It's like your washing machine. It washes things out. I want you to start thinking, how can I rest my liver? That's important. Because remember, everything we're talking about here is tiny little cells, which I talked about earlier in my previous video, which needs physical activity, oxygen, water, less stress in order for optimum health. You're thinking, so does the liver needs to rest? And I'm like, yes. Needs to rest. Let's go to the next one. The yellow part is my pancreas. I take out my guts here. My pancreas. Pancreas has a lot of work. It releases two hormones, mainly insulin and glucagon. So I want you to think about what happens when the pancreas is constantly working. You all know what happens. You will get type 2 diabetes, yes. So I want you to think about how can you get the pancreas to rest, because when the pancreas is overworked, chances are a person is going to get type 2 diabetes because it will stop working. It can only work so much, so hard. Or when the body has a lot of unhealthy eating contents, maybe the pancreas is not going to even, the insulin coming from the pancreas, the body is not going to see it. Yes. So metabolic syndrome, metabolic disorders, the type 2 diabetes can come from two things. Pancreas has stopped working, or pancreas is secreting the insulin, but the body doesn't see it or cannot use it. So we got to finish this fast. And down here, we talked about the stomach. Down here is the colon, the bulldozer. The bulldozer which cleans things out so refuse or waste can come out of the body. I want you to think about what does this need in order to continue to bulldoze stuff to minimize the risk of colon cancer. Every year, People go for a colonoscopy. They are looking through the colon to see what they can find. They are looking for polyps, precursors of colon cancer. So think rest and benefits of rest. I want to end by talking about the kidneys, which are back here. The kidneys, two bean-shaped organs which sits in the back. They look like this. One is probably slightly higher, one slightly lower. I need to have two kidneys next time when I talk about this. So if the two kidneys are working, blood pressure is normal. For real, Dr. Stella? Yeah. The job of the kidney is to help maintain normal acid-base balance, fluid levels in our body. The kidneys is what sends us to the bathroom. Yes. So imagine how many off times a day it's having to work so that things can come out through the bladder in terms of urine. Yes. So the kidneys, I read, they're bloody. It's tiny, tiny little blood vessels where blood flows through. And there's some little tubes which drains the toxins out. So the kidneys are more pushing toxins out. So I want you to think about what happens when the kidneys stop working. And what does rest have to do with all this? So before I conclude this video, it's really just educational. Consider giving your body parts the rest it needs. Think about some of the ways you can do this. So in our program, we do talk about how to get enough sleep, how to manage stress. So when people can get enough sleep, manage stress, find a day of rest like this, one day a week where you can rest, your body parts will love you. Don't you want your body parts to love you? As I put my heart back in place, I want us to think the benefits of rest in order to manage stress. So on this restful Sabbath for some, Siesta Sabbath for others, or restful Saturday, or Siesta Saturday for us, I want us to think, how can you help your body organs, all of them, experience the rest they need? This is probably not the video you wanted to watch today, but I have to say this. We've gone through the week. We began this week by talking about Monday moods. Monday moods. Tuesday, news day. We brought the news to you on Tuesday. Wednesday, wellness day. We talked about wellness. Thursday, thankful and thinking Thursday. Friday, fitness fine Friday. Now we are here. Saturday, Sabbath, restful siesta Sabbath. And you're wondering, why is Dr. Stella doing this? Why is Dr. Stella talking about this? Because the health message is a message which helps people experience good health. You've heard about the blue zones. You've heard about the centenarians who live in the Loma Linda area or Okinawa, Japan. You've heard about people who are still in their hundreds and still driving, still living in their homes. The health message is the key. So what I bring to you on this Saturday, Sabbath, Siesta Sabbath or Restful Sabbath or Siesta Saturday, I want you to think, how in the world can you help all your body organs put together to rest so that you can experience optimum health? I know you're excited. I am so glad you are going to click share, like, and connect with us through our YouTube channel.